YouTube and welcome to 2025. Today's video is not going to be about 2025. My birthday happens on the 17th of December and then I celebrate both the winter solstice and Christmas. That means I need to do a book haul because I acquire a lot of things. So for my birthday this year, I took my 3 best friends with me to go to Amsterdam for the first time I've been to Amsterdam, and also like the first time I've been abroad since I was 16. And this is a very big step for me as an agoraphobic person because I couldn't just go home if I wanted to. I had to actually be there, and I had a great time. And one of the activities of my weekend was to go book shopping one of the days, and there was a very important reason why I had to go book shopping regardless of the fact that it was just my birthday, which is that every time I go to a new country I try to get a copy of Frankenstein in the language or from that country. It's like important to me. Frankenstein is one of my favorite books ever, and I just like to commemorate a trip that way. So I was on the hunt for that. But I was also in bookshops for my birthday, so you can imagine what happened. I'm going to do terrible Dutch in this video, and I am learning how to do a bit of Dutch, but do not expect my Dutch to be good. Like, don't put that pressure on me. Atheneum Boekenhandel is the first bookshop I went to. It's in central Amsterdam, and they had a mix of Dutch language and English language. So while I was there, I picked up some English language books too. Their bookmarks that comes with their books has a picture of the building on it, so I will like show you that. Like, isn't that so cute? Right? So what did I get? The first thing I picked up while I was in there, this copy of Frankenstein, because it was the only one there and we were at the end of the day, so we didn't know how many other bookshops we were going to get to go to before they closed. Like, I was worried I wouldn't get a copy of Frankenstein, so this is an English language copy of Frankenstein. You can buy this in the UK. This was like an emergency copy in case I couldn't find one in Dutch before all the shops closed. So yes, it is beautiful, it is gorgeous, it is just as pretty as the rest of my copies of Frankenstein. So yes, that was the first thing I picked up while I was there. And then I wanted to pick up something that was actually written by a Dutch author because I was, you know, in the Netherlands. So I picked up Girls by Annette Schnapp. I'm not sure how they pronounce a CH in Dutch, because obviously in English it makes a ch noise, and in Welsh it makes a ch noise, which is kind of like the G in Dutch. This is kind of like retellings of classic fairy tales that feature little girls but in a more empowering note, and I'm quite excited to read it. The inside is beautiful. I know this author is an award-winning Dutch author, so I will get to this eventually and I will definitely let you know how I feel about it. Then I also picked up some like new releases. So I got Silver Nitrate by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which is about a audio editor getting involved with a short horror movie. This is a horror, I believe. I'm not entirely sure where the rest of it goes. I have read like just the first tiny little bit of it, and so far I know that she needs money. Her audio recordist job isn't paying her enough, and this is set in the 90s in Mexico. Next I picked up Dalagut Dream Department Store by Mia Lee, and then translated by Sandy Joseon Lee. So this is very wholesome. It's very different than a lot of the other things that I picked up, which were horrors or like psychological thrillers, but this is kind of like a very wholesome read about a department store that sells dreams, and I'm very intrigued by the concept of that, of like being able to buy specific dreams and the purpose of dreams that you get in the universe that this is set in. And lastly I got Night Bitch by Rachel Yoda. I know that the movie of this is coming out this year, so I'm quite eager to read it. I might pop it on my 25 and 25 list, which will be next Tuesday's video. So far I'm very intrigued by the commentary that it's making around motherhood. It's about a woman who feels herself turning into some sort of dog, werewolf, just mean-spirited creature during the night, and how that impacts her like family and everything. And the insinuation is that she's maybe like a werewolf or something. Again, like, I did a little taster of it, and I kind of feel like I'm not necessarily going to enjoy the writing style the most, but I am still intrigued about the story, the arc of the character. So then we went to the next bookshop that was like next door, the American Book Center in Amsterdam, and I only picked up one book, which is I Spit on Your Celluloid, The History of Women Directing Horror Movies by Heidi Honeycutt. This is a bit of me. This is everything I could want in a non-fiction. It's also a signed copy, which is very, 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 very cool. Like, you can spot it there. This is just everything I would want to read in a non-fiction. I love horror. When I went to do my film degree, I really wanted to direct a lot of horror. I just adore anything that's film studies-esque, hence the picking to do my undergraduate in film. But I really want to get to this very, very quickly. It's quite a big book, especially for non-fiction for me. I tend to read shorter non-fiction. I just know I'm so connected to everything that this is gonna say, and I'm so excited to delve into it. I mean, even the title is an I Spit on Your Grave reference, and I love that movie. And after that, I was very stressed because I really, really just wanted a copy of Frankenstein in Dutch. So we were very much speed walking across the city centre to the next bookshop because we had like 15 minutes before it closed, but I did in fact manage to get a copy of Frankenstein in Dutch. I got it from oh no, wait. I got it from Skeltema. They have a very cute Christmas themed bookmark by a little company called Rainbow, which means there was the cutest little rainbow in the corner of this book, and it's pretty. It kind of matches the other copy I bought. They're both like giving grey. That is it for my Amsterdam trip on books that I got. Like each year, I went over to spend the winter solstice with my grandparents, and while I was there, I lost my copy of The Night Circus. Getting there, I was running from one train to the other train. I had like a minute, like a literal minute, to change trains, and I dropped it and I didn't notice, and it's lost to the universe now. So I need to get another one because I really wanted to finish it while I was there. So I did also get that. I got that from Books by the Sea. I don't currently have it because someone's borrowed it after I finished it, but in my looking around in Aberystwyth, I ended up in a few different places, some to look for the book that I'd lost and some because I just wanted to go. My first little book pickup was from The Works, which was Now Conjurers by Freddie Kolsch. That is my... Kolsch is what I'm gonna go with. I really need to learn how to be better at pronouncing people's names, but I digress. This is about a little coven in a small American town who are teenagers, and basically one of the coven members, who is the boyfriend of the main character and the brother of another one of our supporting characters, turns up dead, and he has bite marks taken out of him. Like, he's been chomped. Fully, like, you know? Like, murdered and chomped. So they're freaking out, and they don't even know if they can do magic without him. And so it's kind of them trying to figure out who it was who killed and ate their boyfriend, brother, and friend. And this was in the, like, YA section, or, like, the, like, younger readers section, not the, like, adult books part of The Works. And I just want to know, where were the books like this when I was, like, 13? Like, gay witches with spooky murder is everything I would have wanted to read. So I'm gonna read it now as a 24-year-old. And like, also I really enjoy the cover of this. I think it's really quite pretty. I like the art style. I love the green and the purple. It is definitely quite pleasing and eye-catching. From there I went to a little gay bookshop in the market building, in one of the units, called Gay Barista with Books, and I had a lovely chat with the people in there, and she basically recommended The Seep, which is I guess like you could argue it's dystopian or utopian novel about this queer couple after an alien species invades Earth, and the alien species kind of allows people to transform and fulfill their wishes, but it's kind of like drugs as well. So it kind of transforms the entire way you think and feel. You can take the seep, you can ingest more of it to kind of get high, I would argue, is like the parallel, and the parallel that it's definitely drawing. And it's very interesting because the main character, her wife, starts talking about wanting to be a child again. I was just entirely enthralled by this when I read the first part. I knew immediately I want to continue, and that I'm really going to enjoy both the writing and like the weirdness of it. Like, this is a weird book and I love weird books, so it's really calling to me personally. Oh, I didn't say who this is by. Sorry, stop. Credit to the author. This is by Chana Porter. I also picked up Scorched Grace by Margot Duahi. I'm butchering last names today. I apologize so much. But regardless, this is about a queer punk rock nun after tragedy, like a big arson takes place. So on my journey trying to find a secondhand copy of The Night Circus, which I failed to do, I also stopped off at Uswyth Books, again in Aber. So I picked up Brecon Beacon's Myths and Legends by Horatio Clare. This is just a little book of myths and legends, but kind of updated about the Brecon Beacons, which is very close to where I grew up. It's quite close to where I live now as well, being in Cardiff, but it's kind of like in the middle of Cardiff and where I grew up. So I'm quite excited to delve into that, because I wouldn't call myself an expert on those myths and legends, but I always love delving into Welsh culture. I say that like it's not my culture. Like, I love delving into my culture and the mythology and stories that come from here. And then I also ended up picking up In a Glass Darkly by Sheridan Le Fanu, and anyone who knows me knows this is not surprising because Carmilla is one of my favourite books ever. And incidentally, I didn't realise this at the time, but this book is a collection of his horror works, which are generally on the shorter side. So this has Carmilla in it too. So I've inadvertently picked up another copy of Carmilla, but that's fine. It's winter, I'm allowed to keep rebuying classics that I already have and that are my favourites. That is the theme of the season, I've decided. Yeah, this is just a collection of a lot of his stories, and considering how much I love Carmilla, this is probably like a surefire bet to be something that I enjoy when I get round to it. Last load of books were my Christmas presents, and I only got 2 books for Christmas, but books are books. You know, you might get 2, you might get 15. I clearly was doing a good job of buying myself books for the gift season, so I'm not in like a drought or anything. My mother got me The Travelling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arakawa. This was also translated, but it's not going to tell me who it's translated by on the cover. Let's see. Translated by Philip Gabriel. So, this is the story of a stray cat called Nana, who does get adopted for a short while, but by the end of the prologue, we know that Nano is going to be re-released into the wild by their former owner. But at the start they were injured by a car, and then that's kind of how they got their human that obviously they don't retain. I'm quite excited about this. It just is cozy and comfy. I mean, the two kind of vibes that I have in the books that I got were definitely like cozy, comforting books, and then like horror and thriller, and that is very, very accurate to the things that I personally enjoy. So the gifts are being nailed on the head. And then lastly, for the books that I got, I received Here the Whole Time by Victor Martins. This is also translated by Larissa Helena. This was originally called 15 Days, as it's translated from Portuguese. This was a gift from my friends, and it is annotated by them as it is one of their favorite books, so they wanted to share that with me, and I'm very excited to get to it. It has a very, very cute bookmark in it right now, and you are about to see a lot of very cute bookmarks in a second, but yeah, it has little keys on it. So this is a romance about two boys who live in the same building, and one of them has a huge crush on the other one, but he doesn't think the other boy likes him, as they don't really talk, but they used to play together as kids. And the boy who lives in his building is going to be staying at his because his parents are away. So that is kind of like the setup of this, and I'm very excited to see how everything unfurls. So that is all the books that I got, but that is not all the bookish things that I got. So in going to my grandparents, I always get bookmarks that my nana made when I'm there. So I'm going to show you the bookmarks I got while I was there. This is a Blue Peter moment of here's what I found earlier. So I made them into a rainbow for you. Isn't that so nice? So I basically got all of these bookmarks while I was there. I'm gonna like give you a proper look at all of them. This big one down here is a dinosaur. Isn't that so cool? So yes, this is like, they are just beautiful, and they this one's a little lobster. They are so beautiful, and they are giving like Y2K energy. A very happy little grandchild. I kind of just like go to her house and raid her things but like that's what grandmas are for, and my grandma, she loves being raided, I promise. So yeah, those are the things I got for my birthday and Christmas, and if you have read any of the books that I have here and really want me to read one of them soon, and have like an impassioned thing you want to tell me, absolutely do. If you want to talk about how much you love Frankenstein or Carmilla in my comments, that is literally welcome on any video. Even if you repeat yourself on every single video, I will still accept that because I love them so much. If you like this video, please like it, and you know, if you like me, then please subscribe. Goodbye.